Kyler Murray just got benched by the Cardinals.
Now, I'm really mad.
The former #1 overall pick just basically got benched by the Cardinals in favor of quarterback Jacoby Brissett, who has had the Cardinals offense looking way better in his few starts compared to Kyler Murray's starts and his starts last season and the year before that. Jacoby Brissett has looked good for the Cardinals. He's actually throwing the pass to his playmakers. Who would have thought that would be a good idea for the quarterback? The Cardinals placed Kyler Murray on injured reserve so he could fully heal, but let's be real, we all know that he's basically getting soft benched for Jacoby Brissett, who has had the Cardinals offense cooking recently, even though they did just play the Cowboys, and that doesn't really count as an NFL defense. He still looked good throughout the past few weeks in his few NFL starts for the Cardinals. And on top of that, we had Drew Brees basically taking some shots at Kyler Murray, saying, has he really ever been a franchise quarterback?
Well, I mean, is Kyler Murray your franchise quarterback? I mean, has he ever been your franchise quarterback?
No.
Before we dive more into this, I'd appreciate it if you took 5 seconds to like the video and subscribe. Help support the channel. We're trying to get to 15K. We're so close, and I need your help and support. And with all that being said, I'm Kaj, and let's get into this. So the Cardinals are basically benching Kyler Murray for Jacoby Brissett. They named him the starting quarterback moving forward, or at least for Sunday, because Kyler Murray is still recovering from his foot injury and he needs time to get fully healthy. But you can assume that Jacoby Brissett, as long as he keeps doing what he's doing and has the Cardinals offense looking how it looks, you could assume that Jacoby Brissett's the guy they want at quarterback maybe for the next few seasons, and Kyler Murray's time in Arizona is officially done.
It's over.
It's basically a soft benching, and then the counter move, the Cardinals placed Kyler Murray on injured reserve, so he's going to be out at a minimum the next 4 weeks, giving him plenty of time to play lots of Call of Duty. Actually, when does the next Call of Duty come out? This might be perfect timing for him. Aha, the next Call of Duty is set to release November 13th, so that's coming up. So this is perfect timing for Kyler Murray. It makes sense the Cardinals are going this direction because Jacoby Brissett has their offense cooking. He's getting the ball to their playmakers like Trey McBride, one of the best tight ends in the NFL, and he's actually throwing to Marvin Harrison Jr., who just had one of his better games of his career with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. Just to pull up an example, Trey McBride has caught 4 touchdowns in the past 3 games with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. And in his career, across 3 seasons, he's caught 5 touchdowns from Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray feels a little bit limited as the quarterback for the Cardinals. I don't know if it's height,
Touchdown, bitch!
arm strength. He's got talent and speed and all that stuff, but he just doesn't get the ball to his playmakers. The passing offense with Jacoby Brissett is basically a whole 100 yards better than when it was with Kyler Murray. It's basically a whole touchdown better per game than when it was with Kyler Murray, and it's basically a whole 5 points better than what it was with Kyler Murray. So this makes a little bit more sense as to why the Cardinals would go in the direction of Jacoby Brissett over Kyler Murray. I don't watch a whole lot of Cardinals football, but they're usually a snooze fest. I usually like to take a nap when I'm watching the Cardinals game. Part of that due to Kyler Murray's play. Monday Night Football was pretty exciting watching Jacoby Brissett play football. Now this is pretty interesting. The last 2 Cardinals quarterbacks with over 200 passing yards and 2 touchdowns in 3 straight games. Jacoby Brissett in 2025, the big 2025, and then 10 years ago with Carson Palmer. I think that was the year the Cardinals went to the NFC Championship and lost to the Panthers. I'm not saying that's what the Cardinals are going to do. They have to win more than 3 games. But Jacoby Brissett's playing some pretty damn good football. Really, I don't know if he's playing like that great of football, but he's doing the simple things right, like getting the football to Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr., and he's doing what he has to do to win football games. I think that's the big difference between him and Kyler. Kyler had to create these plays and use his legs, and he wasn't throwing the football to his playmakers, while it seems like Jacoby Brissett is doing that. This is pretty wild. In 3 starts with the Cardinals, Jacoby Brissett has completed 65% of his passes, over 850 yards, has 6+ touchdown passes, and has 1 rushing touchdown. And the only other NFL quarterback to do that over his first 3 starts with the team was Kurt Warner with the Rams. That's a pretty good reasoning to start Jacoby Brissett. Is this not the year of like the revived NFL quarterback career? You got Daniel Jones balling out in Indianapolis. You got Sam Darnold balling out in Seattle. I feel like there's another Aaron Rodgers, I guess, coming back from the Jets, which is worse than coming back from death. And now you got Jacoby Brissett reviving his career. I don't know reviving, but showing off what he could do with the Cardinals. And then we had this clip of Drew Brees basically bashing Kyler Murray, saying, was he really ever your franchise quarterback? And I'm assuming moving forward, the Cardinals might end up releasing Kyler Murray in the offseason. And he's just such an obvious Raider. Kyler Murray, if they move on from Kyler in the offseason, he is such an obvious Raider. The Raiders are going to get Kyler Murray this offseason. I'm calling it.
What do you do, Drew Brees? What do you do if you're Jonathan Gannon going forward with the quarterback position?
You obviously start Jacoby Brissett.
Well, I mean, is Kyler Murray your franchise quarterback? I mean, has he ever been your franchise quarterback?
No. The only time I'd say Kyler Murray was your franchise quarterback was when he was drafted, and then that season they went to the playoffs or started off 8-0 or whatever. I can't remember what year that was, and that's pretty much it.
I mean, everything that I've ever heard coming out of Carolina is you've got mixed.
Oh, Carolina, Drew Brees, it's Arizona, man. You gotta learn the states and the cities and stuff.
Emotions all over the place, from the fan base to the locker room to so many. And I know that you paid him, and I know that you've basically.
Yeah, what does that Kyler Murray contract look like? Are they able to even get out of it? Okay, so Kyler Murray signed a 5-year, $230 million contract in July of 2022. So he signed that 3 years ago. I don't know what year of the contract he's on, with a total of $160 million guaranteed. Oof, that's brutal. That is absolutely brutal. Runs through 2028, so they're kind of like in the middle of that contract extension. There could possibly be an out in 2026 for them. But yeah, I'm sure it's going to be hard to move off of Kyler Murray in the offseason. But if Jacoby Brissett's their guy and they don't want to keep Kyler Murray, it would make so much sense.
Never had a moment where somebody stepped in and actually given the team some hope. And now you have that with Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett's not only giving them hope, but he's actually throwing it to the guys who make plays on their team. And they don't even have a running game. I think their top 2 running backs are hurt. I think, James Conner is injured. And then who's their backup that got hurt? Their backup running back hurt. They got like Marco DiMarcado or something like that at starting running back. And Jacoby Brissett's making it work.
A veteran guy who has a ton of maturity. I mean, you just see him coming into his own. You see the way that the players respond to him. You could feel it last night as you're watching the game. And it's hard to put numbers or metrics to that other than just what you're watching.
Yeah, he passed the eye test. That's the most important thing. Derek Carr, for example, his PFF grades and stats and stuff like that, EPA per play was always good, but when you saw him play, he did not pass the eye test. Kyler Murray could have all the greatest numbers in the world, but if he doesn't pass the eye test, people are not going to like him. Jacoby Brissett passes the eye test.
And I don't think you can take Jacoby Brissett off the field right now.
You can't. Jacoby Brissett's playing great football. The GOAT is just speaking facts right now.
Their best football over the last couple of weeks. They're trending up, but I think you have to roll with Jacoby Brissett at this point.
And that's what the Cardinals are doing. They placed Kyler Murray on injured reserve with the foot injury, and Jacoby Brissett's their starter moving forward. Basically, in all the games Jacoby Brissett has played in, they've been close to winning. They competed with the Packers 23-27. It's a close game. They competed with the Colts, who are one of the best teams in the NFL, 31-27. And then they just beat the Cowboys 27-17. Meanwhile, if you look at Kyler Murray, actually, let's look at Kyler Murray's. I don't know what his points and averages or whatever are. So Kyler Murray scored 20 points versus the dog shit Saints, 27 versus the okay Panthers, 15 versus a decent Niners team. Pretty close. The Cardinals are so close to beating good teams. All their games are like one-score games for the most part. But Losing to the Titans, unacceptable. They really should have beat the Seahawks. And you got to wonder, do they beat the Seahawks if they have Jacoby Brissett? Do they beat the Niners if they have Jacoby Brissett in there? Do they beat the Titans if Jacoby Brissett's in there over Kyler Murray? These are all things that I'm assuming the head coach, Jonathan Gannon, a.k.a. Murph from Impractical Jokers, has to have been wondering, and why they made this move, because he's been playing so well recently. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I appreciate if you made it this far in the video. Appreciate the support. Like, subscribe, everything like that. I'm Cash, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good one.